Hey guys, welcome to Digit.in, and what we have for you today is the review of a 55-inch TV from Hisense. This is the A71F. Now, Hisense is a brand that has been in the market for quite some time making televisions, but this year they forayed into India with a range of televisions, and the one that we have for you today is a 55-inch TV. It has a 4K panel, it supports HDR and Dolby Vision, it has LED backlighting, and it is actually a pretty good TV. Why is it a pretty good TV? Well, that's what you're here to find out, and if you like watching TV reviews and want to know more about televisions in general, you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so you are notified when we upload a new video. Now, let's kick things off with the most important thing, which is the picture quality of this Hisense TV. It has, like I said, it has a 4K panel, it supports Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, but if you are going to use the built-in Netflix app, you won't see the Dolby Atmos sticker pop up. You'll see 5.1 audio where applicable, but if you connect an external device like an Xbox and watch content, you will get the Dolby Atmos logo. That's just something to note. Now, when you have a TV that's a budget TV, remember out here you're getting a 55-inch TV for about 38,000 rupees, okay? That is kind of unheard of. I mean, it's not when you see other budget brands out there, but you kind of expect what is going to be the compromise on a television like this, and honestly, for picture quality, there is none. There are some compromises which we will get to, but the core of any television is the picture quality. We played our standard slew of Dolby Vision content, of HDR10 content, and the thing is, HDR doesn't necessarily only talk about bright highlights where the brightness goes above 300, 400, 500 nits in a scene and you can see it. Yes, that is very important, the ability to display bright things, but it's also important to be able to see darkness. So if there's a sun that's shining on someone and there's a shadow in the background, you should be able to see details in the shadows as well, and that's what this TV does really well. So if we take that altered carbon sequence that we've been using for our TVs for a really long time, but we can't show it to you right now because, well, we keep getting copyright information from Netflix for using that, so we're still just going to talk about it. It is actually pretty good. The darkness and the details in the protagonist suit in that sequence, which we've been using for many of our TV reviews, is a very nice, vivid sequence to watch on this TV. Even a show like Our Planet, which is another one in Dolby Vision, it's beautiful. It's got a dark desert and then a really bright desert, and you can actually make out the details in these scenarios. You even have shows like the Umbrella Academy, so many shows on Netflix which have some great Dolby Vision content. It all looks really good on this TV. I mean, for the Dolby Vision presets, you have Dolby Vision Bright, you have Dolby Vision Dark, and you have a Dolby Vision Custom preset. Even to customize the picture settings, you really don't have to go and dig deep. It's all right there as soon as you get into the settings and the picture settings, which is good. The TV has different settings for backlight and brightness, which again is good because those are two settings that you really do want to control sometimes if you are nitpicky on how you want to see content. Even in HDR content, which is, let's say, content on Prime Videos. Now, Jack Ryan is a show which has some really nice sequences in dimly lit rooms, in slightly dark rooms, dark outdoors, and most budget HDR TVs, this just looks too dull even in a dark room to enjoy. On this TV, you could see all the details in these dark areas and you could have a really enjoyable experience, be it in a dark room or a bright room. Again, the HDR presets, you have quite a few of them, from standard, dynamic, movie, etc. They are all with the HDR pre-tag to it, which is great. And when it comes to SDR content, this TV also looks great. So we saw stuff like Mission Impossible, stuff like Young Sheldon, content of YouTube, and it was all just really enjoyable. If you are someone that really enjoys watching content, if you want a nice immersive experience, this TV does a great job. I mean, it doesn't have different backlighting zones, but it has its own way of controlling the backlighting for contrast to help you be able to see sequences like they should be. And considering the price point, the performance of this TV is actually really, really good. I mean, for the picture performance, there is only one qualm that I have with it, and that is when you play games in HDR, there is no game mode per se. Now, I didn't have any major problems with input lag. I mean, yes, there was the feeling where I wish it was a hair faster for some games like Gears 5, which you can probably see on your screens right now. But even Gears 5 has these really dark rooms, in the game, in the environment, and those were very easily navigatable. Just for reference, similar rooms that we explored in on a TV like the OnePlus 55-inch TV, the 2020 model, this TV's performance is better than that, and that TV cost 50,000 rupees. This is 38,000 rupees for a TV. I mean, it's much less, and it gives really good panel performance. Even for a game like Forza, which is in HDR, and Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is one game which is notorious for having a slightly warmer tint on some TVs in HDR, and you can feel it when you play the game. Nothing out here. It looks rich, it looks vibrant, it looks beautiful. So the TV is good for gaming. I mean, there is a game mode, and when you connect a device externally like we did with this Xbox, you have to manually go into the settings and switch on HDMI 2.0 to be able to have the external device recognized as a 4K HDR enabled device, because the setting is switched off by default. So that's something to note. And the minute you press the menu button on the remote control, we will get to this remote control in a bit, the HDMI 2.0 setting pops up right there up front. You don't have to dig for it in a menu, which is another great convenience in the UI. Speaking of the UI, the television is running on Android, and you get all the same perks and benefits that you do with Android. The Google Assistant works fine. There's a button. The first time you switch on the remote, it asks you to press and hold the menu button so you can pair it via the Bluetooth, so you can use the voice controls. And after that, you could say things like show me the weather, or open Stranger Things on Netflix, or just whatever you want. And the Google Assistant works as well as it has on other Android TVs. The Android UI is fairly vanilla, so there's no complaints out here. It is what we've seen on other TVs, and we're pretty happy with what we get. Now, coming to the remote control, so we can safely say that if you're going to watch movies on OTT platforms, if you're going to watch content off your set-top box, or if you are going to play games, this TV's picture performance is great. So where are the compromises? Well, actually, let's talk about audio before we get to the compromises, because the audio from this TV is also something that's really, really good. I mean, I did not need to go to even 50% volume. I was at 17, 20, 22, and the speakers on this TV get really loud. And considering their TV speakers, they get really clear as well. I mean, for a movie like John Wick that has action, Mission Impossible, which has the sound of a bike and some background score and people talking, the dialogues are clearly visible, the background score is clearly audible, the different types of gunshots that you hear in movies, the high orchestral scores in some movies, conversations in shows like Young Sheldon. The audio just comes together really well on this TV, and it is only when you're watching an immersive movie like Togo, for example, on Disney Plus Hotstar, which has these great sound effects with the ice cracking on a lake. When you hear that and then maybe you move to a sound bar, you know that, okay, there's a difference. But when you hear this as a TV alone, it is actually a pretty good pair of speakers. It has 30 watts of sound output. So the picture quality and the sound quality from this TV is absolutely great. And on those two merits alone, you should be able to go out and buy it. Where do I have a problem with this TV is, first, the connectivity options. Now, they are housed at the back of the TV, and they are more close to the center of the TV rather than closer to the edge where you could reach it easily. So if you're going to wall mount this TV, it's going to be a bit of a hassle to get your hand all the way back there. You may want to do the cable management before you wall mount this TV. When you put it on a tabletop, it has 2 feet. The feet hold the TV pretty sturdily in place. The feet are held together by a couple of screws, and it gets the job done. There's enough space between the TV and, let's say, your table to house a small soundbar or your set-top box, or even a PS4 if you need to do so. What I don't like about this TV is the remote control. Now, don't get me wrong, it's ergonomic in the way it has all the key functions in the right places. You have OTT hotkeys, including Hotstar, Prime Videos, Netflix, YouTube, Google Play Movies. You can also control the inputs, which is your HDMI sources and all. It has 2 really convenient buttons, actually 3 if you are going to be using the third one. The first is a picture mode out here, which gets you a shortcut directly into the picture preset. So if you want to change from dynamic to standard, you just press this, use the D-pad, and you're good to go. Same for the sound modes if you need to play around with the sound modes. Now, the button out here above the mute button puts off the display. So if you are going to listen to music on YouTube on your TV, for example, and you don't want to watch the lyrics or just the generic images that are on screen, or don't want to watch the music videos, you just want to listen to the music, you just press this button and it switches off the display, and you're just listening to the audio from the speaker. So the remote has its conveniences, but this area right here where the navigation buttons are is where I have a problem. There are multiple occasions where instead of pressing up, I've ended up pressing the Google Assistant button, which is still fine. The assistant pops up and then you can just press back and get rid of it. What is very annoying is on most services like Prime Videos or Netflix, you have to actually press down to bring up the navigation bar, or you could always press right to fast forward. But if you just want to know how far along in the movie you are, you would press down, and down and home are so close that I end up pressing home or back so many times that it just got annoying. So while the remote control is functional and it gets the job done, the navigation buttons can get really annoying to use and take a really long time to get used to. I mean, they could have just maybe spaced it out a little better, and that would have had the convenience, because you see you do have this little bump in the form of a dash at the top and bottom, but the bump is also there on the home button and the Google Assistant button, so it's very easy for you to mistake the down button as the home button and just exit whatever you are watching or doing, or whichever input source you are on altogether, and that can get annoying. So to conclude, I mean, there's really nothing wrong that I found with this TV. The build quality is plastic, but then again, that's the compromise you make when you are on a budget. But the panel is nice, the picture quality from the panel is nice, it is relatively bright, and it has represented Dolby Vision and HDR content better than some budget TVs that I have tested. It has a VA panel. We don't know the peak brightness of this panel, so I can't give you that information, but it does have a VA panel. The only thing I would recommend is, even if you're going to watch this TV in pitch darkness, keep some light on, especially if you're going to watch Dolby Vision content. Keep the settings to Dolby Vision bright and keep a few lights in the room on, maybe the ones that don't reflect on the screen directly if you're going to watch content at night. But it just gives a better feel to watching content on this TV, in my opinion. Pitch darkness is not something that I would recommend, but that's just a personal preference. There's no pros or cons to it. It's just that I enjoyed content on this TV the best that way. So to sum up, the TV has great picture quality for both HDR and SDR content. The speakers are two downfiring speakers, and it has 30 watts of output, and they sound pretty good for everyday TV viewing and some gaming. So you really don't need to think of investing in a soundbar immediately. Maybe if you want to upgrade your setup, you can consider a soundbar in the future. The UI is smooth and functional. The catalog of HDR and Dolby Vision content on services like Prime Videos, Netflix and Hotstar is only growing. My only gripe is with the remote control, and if you can just get used to using this or use the Android TV remote control on your smartphone, you will be really happy with this TV. I mean, I have tried really hard to nitpick and look for flaws, and considering the price that you are paying for this Hisense TV, it is actually a really good value for money proposition as far as its performance is concerned. So there you have it, guys. That was our review of the Hisense 55-inch A71F TV. As always, you can let us know what you thought of this review in the comment section below. And for more from the world of technology, you can subscribe to our channel. We will catch you in another video, but I want to know what you think about this TV in the comment section below, and I will do my best to answer all your queries. We will catch you in another video. It's goodbye for now.